Why do I keep saying Bill? Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today we've got a set from 2011. This is about to retire. This is a creator set, the Volkswagen T1 camper van. It's recommended for ages 16 and up. It is set number 10220 and it has 1,334 pieces. Not only does this thing look good on the outside, there's a lot of great details to notice, but this has a 100% fully fleshed out interior for a camper van. All right, so let's check out how many bags are inside this box. All right, so inside the box we've got 15 bags, and to my disappointment there are 0 numbers on the bags, which means I've got to open all of them up at the same time. That's going to be kind of difficult, not really happy about that, but we do have 2 manuals here and just a couple of stickers. Shouldn't be that much to get this done. Unfortunately, it is going to take a little longer with the no numbered bags. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, so the camper van's totally done. The build itself was not as difficult as I was perhaps expecting it to be, and all the parts coming in one bag didn't slow me down, I think. At least I haven't checked the time, but I don't think it slowed me down as much as I thought it was going to. We've got a great white and red color combination going through the set with that just a little black stripe splitting the 2 colors off, and we have those little 2 flexi tubes in the front that bend it down and make that really nice, iconic 1962 camper van shape. If we're gonna focus on the externals first, I mean, we gotta really talk about what's going on in the front here. There's a lot of curves to take note of that really make the shape work. The front bumper curves very nicely, and there's even a more subtle curve in the red on the front, along with the bumper. But then the face of the van, along with the windshield, also slopes back a little bit as well. It looks excellent, and I think this probably was the most difficult part of the build to design, but I'm glad that the front looks as recognizable as it does, because for such a classic vehicle, they really needed to get this shape to look right. There's a few stickers here in the front with the license plate, the VW logo, as well as that white stripe in the middle of the windshield. If I remember correctly, the original windshields were made of 2 different straight panes of glass, so that white stripe actually represents a strip of metal that separates the 2 different panes of glass. But what is also a nice touch is you can flip the windshield pieces forward, and apparently this was something you could do with the older VW vans. I didn't actually know that. Now let's take a look at the van from the profile here. The shape of it looks wonderful. I really like the look of those white-walled tires. The doors both open at a 90-degree angle, but I gotta say when they're closed, those spaces that are left there in order for the doors to open up are probably my least favorite part of this entire build. Everything else just looks so nice and accurate, and this is by far the biggest aesthetic sacrifice that they made throughout the entire van. And when you look at the other side of the van, only the driver's side door opens up while the middle wall is very solid. And because of this, I definitely think it is the nicer side of the exterior of the van. But let's take a look towards the back. We still have that same nice curved bumper piece. It's at a slightly harsher angled curve, but it looks wonderful. There's another little sticker showing the license plate, but there's two sections that open up here. One that opens up to the back trunk, or really that's where the folding bed would be. And then the smaller hatch at the bottom is what reveals the engine. When I was building this section, I didn't think it was going to look as nice as it does look right now, because it's kind of covered up a bit more. Some of the more exposed technical bits are kind of covered up, but really the engine looks great, and I really like that they use that red extended pin piece. I don't know if that's the proper name for it, but it's interesting that it's not pushed in all the way, and that was intentional to show a little bit of extra detailing on the engine. Kind of unique. I don't see any other LEGO builds with a technique like that exactly, but let's just take a look at the van with everything open now. So the back is opened up. We can open up the two side doors as well as the two passenger doors, but there's one more appendage that opens up, and that is the pop top. It's a very nice little function here. The friction of the Technic pieces is just right. You can just lift it right up without taking the roof off of the van, and that is a special cloth piece made just for this function. It looks excellent. It works really well, but I did just say that you can take it off without accidentally taking the roof off, and that is the next function of the set. So you can take the whole back section of the roof off, as well as the roof that hangs over the driver in the front. Now this whole thing is really opened up, and it's time to take a look at the interior. Let's start with the front again, and the first little thing I want to note is that this set was built for accessibility like all of the new Creator car sets are, but oddly enough, out of the rest of the Creator cars that have been made after this set, this one still feels like it is the most accessible of any of them. The windshield pieces are attached to the roof, so it comes out like this, and you can really just take off this other little piece here, and you have a 100% completely open interior, which I absolutely love. They used a big clock print instead of the average speed dial. The shifter also sticks right into the floor just like it should, and we've got the pedals at the bottom. There's a little bit of red and different colored grays on the floor, which doesn't look 100% nice, and you can also see the wheels there, which I'm sure isn't accurate as well, but really I think they did a great job with the interior, and really big points in my book for having it so open and accessible. When we move to the back interior, this is what really makes this build special in my opinion. The interiors of all these different camper vans could be changed so much, and they really were. So what we've got here is a pretty traditional, I suppose traditional, camper van setup. Right by the front doors we've got a little sink with a cupboard underneath, and there are two seats that face each other with nice little curtains on the windows and lights on the walls. Right there you can see a wine glass sitting on the table, but you can take that off and just fold the table all the way down if you want to, and after the table's down, then you can fold the bed completely out. Yes, that back seat turns right into a bed. Now also right by the opening doors we've got a little mirror, and underneath are some cupboards, well, at least for show. They don't open up, but when we move back towards the bed you can see there is a print. It's got a surfer sunset as well as the initials of the original designer on that surfboard if you look close. And on either side of where I'm going to assume you put your head when you sleep, this is a lava lamp. And on the other side, we've got a little potted plant. Now, there's one more nice accessory to take note of. It's kind of hard to access. You can see it through one of the windows, though. And it is this little t-shirt piece with a custom sticker piece that says, "Make Lego models, not war." That is, of course, a reference to the famous line, "Make love, not war." If you haven't noticed yet, this is definitely within the sort of California surfer hippie scene that this van is kind of modeled after. And now, more recently, in 2016, Lego has come with the VW Bug that's also set in the 1960s surfer kind of hippie era. It's kind of nice having both of these builds together, though I gotta say the scale bothers me quite a bit. The Bug should be resting considerably lower than the van, and it should also be shorter. But you know what, at the end of the day, both of these builds were made to scale down well with the parts that they used, and I think both the van and the Bug achieved that really well. Final parting thoughts with the van is I think it's a wonderful build. It looks great on the outside. The interior is fashioned extremely well. And if I've got one more thing to say about the van, I feel like this is the first creator car that really set the bar higher for LEGO in terms of them making builds more detailed and just really focusing on fun and accuracy and accessibility. All right, everybody, that is it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to pick this set up, I have left a link in the video description below. As of right now, it is not retired, but it will be retired very soon. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.